Hey guys, welcome to your next video. Today we are going to be talking all about your why, or what we are going to be calling your why supply. There's going to be times as you move forward through this program and just even after the 6 weeks where you are going to have to really get in touch with this why supply. So what is your why supply? Why is it so darn important? Well, if you think about human psychology, everything we do, it starts with why. You know, we have to have a why for why we go to work, because I need to make money, because I have to support my kids, because I love my job, because of anything, right? We do it because we have a why. But if you're embarking on this journey for getting healthier and getting happier, and you haven't thought about your why yet, that's a critical step we're missing. And so this video is all about how to get in touch with your very own why supply. And there are certain questions that we are going to go through here to talk about how do we get in touch with your why. So you know, if I ask you, hey, what's your why? Why are you in this academy? It might be, oh, my friend Patrick made me do it. But it's going to have to go a lot deeper if you want that to actually stick. So let's talk about some of these questions that are going to help us tap into our why supply. The first question is going to be simply, why do you want to transform? Why do you want to make a change? You know, are you tired of not fitting in your clothes? Are you tired of going through the day and not having any energy? Are you hoping that you live for the next 20 years to be around to see all your grandkids grow up, or be at, you know, your son's or daughter's wedding? Whatever your why is, that's a great place to start. And my why for why I want to be healthy is I want to be alive and feeling great for every moment that I am blessed to be on this earth. And I know that when I'm feeling great, those moments are only enhanced. Think about, you know, a moment maybe we were at a family party and you didn't feel well. You're not able to enjoy the time with family and friends and all the things that, you know, make life worth living. That's my why, is I love feeling good. I love being excited and invigorated, like Patrick talked about, to wake up in the morning and go get life. And as soon as I started taking better care of my health and started really asking myself, how do I become happier, life opened up. So I want you to ask yourself the question simply, why do you want to transform? The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to really start to visualize what you're going to look like after this transformation. I want you to think about, what's your career going to look like? I really want you to get in touch with, why are you doing this and how are you going to look, right, at the end of this journey? The more you picture yourself in that state, the more likely you are to live into that state. I tell people all the time, if I never envisioned myself looking the part of a health coach, I probably never would be a health coach. So you have to get in touch. You have our permission to dream again, daydream. You have our permission. Please do it, because oftentimes we live exactly into what we dream. The next thing is, what do you want to hear from your loved ones, from your friends, your family, the people you interact with, or maybe the people you haven't seen in a few months? What do you want them to say? It's not selfish for you to want them to say, oh my gosh, what have you been doing? You look so much happier, your skin looks better, you know, everything's different about you. What have you been doing? And that's okay, and to want that. It's not selfish to want to feel pride in what you're doing, or want your loved ones to say we're proud of you, or whatever that may be for you. So get in touch with what you want to hear from the people that you're closest to, and maybe even a stranger. The next thing is, you need to get in touch with the actual feeling. So this is tough for people because we don't think about like what it's going to really feel like when we achieve something. But oftentimes, as soon as we get in touch with that feeling, that's when we're most charged up. So emotion is really the fuel that charges our life. You know, if you've ever played sports and you had a big halftime speech and your coach said all the right words, you had the feeling of already winning that championship, or the possibility of winning that championship, and you're ready to run through a brick wall. Well, if you just say, you know, I'm going through this academy and I want to be healthy, and that's all you say, is that generating all that emotion and that run through a brick mentality? Probably not. So that's why it's important to ask that question. The next one is, if you're here, you've probably had something that's gotten in your way, right? Something that stopped you from taking action. We all know what it takes to get healthier. We need to sleep more, we need to drink more water, eat more fruits and vegetables, have a positive attitude, and move our body. Why aren't we doing that if it's so simple, right? If we make it out to be so simple. You need to really get in touch with what is the pain that is stopping you from making action. You know, it might be that you're embarrassed to go to the gym, or it might be that it's too painful when you get home from work to actually spend the time to make a healthy meal. Identify those pains. We're not saying they're bad, we're not saying they're good. You just need to bring clarity to what those are, because when you have clarity, then you can start to take action and move forward beyond that. So write down, get really clear on what are the pains, no matter how small, no matter how big, that are stopping you from taking action. That's all we want you to do. Get clear on what they are. The next thing is write down the pleasure you get from not taking action. You know, everything we do is either running from pain or running towards pleasure. I will be the first to admit that eating a big bowl of ice cream is very pleasurable in the moment, right? And maybe because I had a very stressful day at work, or, you know, things are falling all around me, I'm in debt and family problems, and I have a so-and-so person that's sick, I need that ice cream to get some pleasure throughout my day. Right, wrong, or whatever, it doesn't matter. What we want you to do is just get clear, very clear on what is that pleasure that you get from, you know, sitting on the couch and watching TV when you really would like to be at the gym, or whatever it is for you. Write down the pleasure. The next one is, what is it going to cost you if you don't change? Get in touch with, you know, what's your life going to look like 5, 10, 20 years from now if you don't commit right now and decide that you're going to enter into that struggle we talk about and enter down this path of trying to increase your health, trying to increase your happiness. So really get in touch with what is it going to cost you if you don't change? Is it going to cost you your relationships? Is it going to cost you not being able to get that promotion? Or is it going to cost you, you know, ultimately staying single and all you want more than anything is to, you know, settle down and find a spouse and have kids, but you don't feel like you can in the state you're at? Or maybe it's just going to cost you not looking as good as you want in a bathing suit. You know, we don't always have to go down the deep, super meaningful. It's okay to just say, it's going to cost me, you know, some embarrassment when I go to the pool and I'd like to look better. Whatever it is, we're not here to judge, but we want you to get clear on what it's going to cost you if you don't make these changes. The next thing is, write what you will gain from being healthier and being happier. How will life be different? You know, what is going to change for you if you woke up with crazy good energy, if you never had to take any medication, if you felt confident, you know, everywhere you went throughout the day, if you were happier, right? How would that affect the people around you that you love? Do you come home from work and you want to be nice to your kids, you want to be nice to your spouse, and you're just so stressed out that you snap? What would it look like if you had the tools and the ability to control your own emotion better than you do now? Get really, really, really clear on how life is going to change as you go through this 6-week program and beyond. Now, going through these questions are going to be what we are calling your why supply. This is going to be what you need to tap into in those moments when the last thing you want to do is go to the grocery. The last thing you want to do is go to bed because whatever show's on. The last thing you want to do is anything having to do with your health or happiness. Get in touch, pull this sheet out, have it on your phone, have it in your email, post it on wherever is, you know, relevant for you in your life, and start reading through those things. I guarantee you're going to switch your mindset and get up, and that emotion is going to build, and you're going to push through whatever fear, whatever hurdle, whatever delay, whatever obstacle is in your way. If you tap into that why supply, you're going to bust through it. So this is a critical, critical, critical step for you as you begin this journey, is getting clear on why the heck are you doing all this? Why are you watching this video? Why are you feeling like you now have the space in your life to make these changes? So that's it for this video. Start with your why supply. Start thinking about it. Get really clear on it. Keep it with you. And we'll see you in the next video.